Woman is facing 5 felonies after registering her dog to vote in 2 elections. The dog's vote was even counted in one of those elections. Those behind the stunt say she did it to show the flaws of the current.
Wait, did you catch that? A dog actually just voted in a major election. If you think the honor system is enough to keep our voting booths secure, what you're about to see next is going to leave you absolutely speechless. We are diving into the raw proof of the system's biggest flaws right now.
And now to see how easy it is to vote, I headed to the location to register to vote inside the state of California. Now this is the register of voters right here. And I want to ask him, why don't you need voter ID to vote here inside of California? I was curious, how come in California you don't need voter ID to vote?
Because when you sign your affidavit, you're swearing that you're telling us the truth, and we compare the signature that you put on your application to the
battery 65%.
Look at the guy in the background at the registrar's office. Even the staff seem to realize how wild this sounds. The official literally admits that the entire integrity of the California voting system relies on an affidavit where you just swear you're telling the truth. No ID? No problem. Just sign your name and hope for the best. Think about how many things you need an ID for in daily life. Renting a car, buying medicine, even entering certain buildings. But for the most consequential act in a democracy, the door is wide open. It's a massive curiosity gap. If someone wants to use a fake name, who is actually stopping them in that moment? The registrar's response about comparing signatures feels like a relic from a century ago. In an era of digital deepfakes and advanced forgery, relying on a handwritten squiggle to verify a citizen's right to vote is like using a screen door to stop a flood. It's genuinely mind-blowing that this is the current standard in one of the world's largest economies.
2010 and 2008. The only problem is she's buried here at Forest Lawn. Abu Teen died in 2006. Is it possible your mother voted in 2014?
There's no way.
Abu Teen's daughter Maravik says it's certainly impossible that her mother voted, but the LA County Registrar confirms they have signed vote-by-mail envelopes with her mother's name for the 2014 and 2012 election, even though she died.
This is the part that really gets me. We're looking at Forest Lawn Cemetery, where people have been buried for over a decade, yet their names are still showing up on active voter rolls. That woman died in 2006, but the records show she voted in 2012 and 2014. Her own daughter is standing there in total disbelief. This isn't just a clerical error, it's a systemic failure. When dead people are casting ballots, it cancels out the voice of a living, legal citizen. It's not a conspiracy theory when you're looking at the signed envelopes and the headstones in the same frame. It makes you wonder how deep this really goes. If one family found this just by looking, how many thousands of other names are being voted by people who shouldn't have access to those ballots? This is exactly why the debate over the SAVE Act is reaching a boiling point in DC right now. The margin for error here is way too high to ignore.
That we're looking at today. One thing that's just a simple anomaly for people to understand is there's people that show to be 125 years old in our voter rolls. And that's a simple data flaw, but the issue is it keeps happening over and over again to the tune of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in every county. That's a large size like where we're at today. Another one is we have a lot of voters that are at central locations, 10, 12, 15 people at a...
Did you hear that number? Hundreds and hundreds of people registered to vote who are supposedly over 125 years old. Unless California has discovered the fountain of youth, we're looking at a massive data flaw that creates a playground for potential fraud. Investigator Urson points out something even more subtle. Voters registered at central business locations where nobody actually lives. It's like a ghost population is being maintained on the books. This is the zombie data that makes the system so vulnerable. When you have sororities showing 106 out of 108 people voting, it raises a massive red flag. While high turnout is great, these out-of-order anomalies suggest that the rolls are cluttered with names that shouldn't be there. It's a house of cards waiting for someone to push it. If we don't clean up the data, the integrity of every single election is under a cloud of doubt.
We want to put into law something that would require when you go to vote that you prove you are a United States citizen, and that's all the SAVE Act does. And so, you know, they can cry and lament this actually being voted on, but I'd be hard-pressed to have to defend a position that doesn't believe that you have to be an American citizen.
Now it all connects. This is why Senator Thune is pushing for the talking filibuster. He wants to force every single representative to stand on that floor and publicly explain why they would oppose a simple requirement for citizenship verification. When you see the dead people voting and the 125-year-old registrations, the SAVE Act starts to look less like a political maneuver and more like common sense maintenance. Thune knows that the only way to break the zombie filibuster is to make the opposition physically stand there and defend the status quo. It's a high-stakes chess match with the midterms looming, and the pressure is officially on. The evidence is on the table. Is the system broken, or is this just clerical noise? Drop a comment below and let me know if you think voter ID is the solution. Don't forget to hit that follow button for more deep dives.